Hey guys, I figured I'd show you what I did with the boat. I know we talked about it a little bit online. I showed a couple different videos and a couple different pictures while we were doing Facebook Live. But anyways, this is my boat. It's a 12-foot V-hull, and pretty much it started out as just the aluminum frame with a bench seat here, a bench seat right here, and a bench seat right here. It's not extremely sturdy, but it's a semi-V 12-footer, so what do you expect? But anyways, I got a 6 horsepower Tohatsu on the back right now. It is a 4-stroke, and it works out decent, but it is extremely slow. I think I need some new spark plugs and maybe a carb rebuild or something. But anyways, wired in a stern light. It is wired all in this non-metallic flex. I'm an electrician by trade, so I've got a bunch of that stuff around, and I've got it run underneath this false floor, underneath this bench seat, and up underneath here going to the front. This is a solid piece. It doesn't go anywhere. It can be removed. It's a little bit of a pain to remove it, but I got the batteries mounted underneath it, and all of my electric wiring, all my electrical goes out here to this control panel. I've got a couple lights. I've got a utility light, something like a green light that I can throw in the water. I got my fish finder power here, and yep, I got this Garmin Striker 4. Haven't really worked out all the details on it yet. So I got a bow light here, and trolling motor power comes out right here. Of course, that's my wiring for the fish finder. So with this boat, with this setup, I was not able to legitimately put or store my rods. So what I decided to do is I bought this rod holder thingy, and it holds them pretty well in place. I can move the rods out of the way, and we can open one of the compartments up. So compartment was, and everything was built out of wood. You see, it's just basic plywood, roughly 1/2 inch thick, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Everything was built out of 2x4s. I wish I had done aluminum, or I wish I had the patience to do aluminum. This is just some generic storage on top of the existing bench. And this is kind of a deeper pocket where I have my life jacket, my life vest, and then I have some paddles, emergency water, manual water pump, a couple life jackets for the kids. This is where my conduit tubing is here. But anyways, that's what it looks like there. It's reasonably large enough. It fits a great deal of stuff. I'm gonna throw an anchor in here before we go fishing, but yeah, this is what it looks like. So this deck, I bought this seat at Walmart, and the pedestal for it. The deck is reasonable. It's nothing extremely stable, I guess. It's not extremely comfortable. It works, I think, for the tiny boat movement or whatever. It works well. So if I've got 2 kids sitting in the back, let's say on this bench here, 2 kids sitting here, and my kids are 7 and 6, so they're small, they're really light. But if they're sitting over there and I'm sitting in the front, I really need to make sure that they're staying on their side and not moving around too much, because then it's so much harder to keep the boat balanced. I did have an issue. I tested it. I tested the trolling motor, and I had an issue where the boat wasn't tracking straight, or nowhere near straight. I was not able to move the boat in a forward direction. The trolling motor was mounted way back here, and I just remounted it there. We're going to test it. But anyways, it was mounted back here, and it would pull the boat in this random, like, sideways movement. But I guess it's a learning experience. We're going to try it out, test it out, see what it does. If anybody wants any information on the switch panel here, or how I did any of this stuff, let me know in the comments, and we can talk about it. But haven't installed any rod holders yet. Haven't purchased any, and I had these back from when I used to just do a bunch of pond fishing, and I just found a good spot to just drop them in. The kids, when they get tired of holding a rod or whatever, they'll just stick them in here and call it a day. Yeah, we carry I think it's a 2-gallon fuel tank that came with this motor. I got a little bit of sea foam I just dumped in there, but besides that, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very comfortable. The deck is super easy to walk on. It's relatively solid. I feel the improvement with this false floor here, how it distributes the weight. And then before, when I had just a bare boat, I would step on the I would step on the floor and the entire boat would automatically feel like it's just quickly about to flip over. Right now, I mean, granted, it's still, you know, it's still a semi V-hull. It's a 12-footer, nothing crazy. But if I step towards one side, it'll move sideways, but it's not like just a immediate, you know, in half a second flip. It feels like it wants to tilt real good, and obviously, you know, that's a warning sign. But it works out pretty decent. This seat, it's adjustable height with that pedestal. I probably could have gotten the bicycle seat, but at the same time, I figured that, you know, if I get tired or whatever, I'd like to have a little bit of a backrest. It rotates. Seat wasn't very expensive. It wasn't bad at all. I'm thinking I might put one in the back as well, but I do want to have a couple different mount locations. So I want one in the middle and one over to one side, just in case, maybe one of this side. So I can actually have two seats in case there's two different people, or one seat in the middle for when just one person back here. But I do intend to fish primarily alone and some with my kids. So like I said, they're 7 and 6, and we got plenty of room here. It's plenty, I feel like it's plenty stable for that. I wish the pedestal seat in the front was at a further location back, maybe right here in line with the oar locks. That would have really helped, because it's, if you look down, the boat really starts to get narrow here, and this is roughly the level of the motor. So it really starts to get narrow here, and it would be a whole lot more stable if we can bring it back just about 16 or 18 inches. But unfortunately, with the way the cabinets or the storage lockers are made, that's not possible. But anyways, yeah, that's the boat, that's the setup. And I just got me a little Bluetooth speaker down here, just in case I want to listen to some music, because the first time we took this boat out with the kids, we actually ended up doing a lot of swimming out of it. We went out on Lake Blaylock, swam around a little bit after we jumped off, and we had a wonderful time. But in case we decide to just go chill instead of go fishing, that's what we can do. The trailer came original with it. Not original, but the guy who I bought it from, he had made the trailer for it. And used to be, when I just bought the boat, I used to be able to lift right here somewhere at the front. Had a lot of leverage, so I can actually lift the boat one hand, and I can push it into the garage or do anything I need. Right now, unfortunately, that's not possible. It's a whole lot heavier. It takes two hands. Usually I grab one right here on the pedestal, and then the second one, I'll just grab this bow strap. I'll remove it, and I'll lift it with that. And even then, I can probably only carry it for maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds tops, until it just becomes unbearable. So it is pretty darn heavy. Yeah, I think it's an old Harbor Freight trailer that's holding it, but I wish it was a little bit lighter, but at the same time, I think it's okay for the size boat it is. And of course, I do wish it was a 14-footer, but maybe one day. For now, this is what we're dealing with.